All right, hold onto your seats, because Medalist kicks off with a first episode that doesn't just tug at your heartstrings. It yanks them like a triple axle. We've got big dreams, hard reality checks, and some seriously emotional moments in the ice rink. If you love a story about underdogs who refuse to accept the odds, you're going to want to stick around for every second of this recap, because the journey we just started is one you won't want to miss. The episode opens with a televised figure skating narration laying out some hard truths. On the ice, the world's best athletes miss tricks, struggle with impossible moves, and sacrifice everything for a shot at greatness. The magic happens not when you nail every move, but when your entire presence erases the ice. You dance so beautifully, you make the rink itself vanish from people's minds. But to reach those heights, that takes more than just practice. It takes the kind of sacrifices most little kids can't possibly imagine when they step onto that ice the first time. Flash to our main character, Tsukasa, a 26-year-old ex-competitor whose own dreams took a hit after struggling to find his place in the pro skating world. He's working odd jobs just to cover bills. Meanwhile, other teens are skating circles at the rink, some with superstar potential, others just barely hanging on. Tsukasa laments his own missed opportunities. If only he'd started younger, maybe things would be different. Enter Inori, a timid but undeniably hopeful 10-year-old girl. She's the embodiment of every kid who watches skating with stars in their eyes. But unlike the privileged prodigies around her, Inori doesn't just waltz onto the ice. She has to hustle. Literally. We're introduced to her thanks to a small scuffle with a cranky rink manager. She's been getting onto the ice not with money, but by paying with bags of worms she digs up for the manager's pet birds. It's unconventional, a little bit heart-wrenching, and immediately tells you her dedication runs deep. Inori may not have the perfect circumstances or family support, but she's all in on skating, whatever it takes. Tsukasa sees the determination in Inori and the weird, but oddly charming workaround she's plotted with the worms. After some awkward conversation and a little gentle scolding, no more worm payments, he discovers her old, heavily annotated skating guidebook. This book isn't just a prop, it's a symbol for all the self-taught effort she's poured in, alone, since her mom can't pay for lessons and doesn't want her hurt. Inori's skating dreams aren't just wishes. They're plans she's fighting to make real, despite every obstacle. Tsukasa's advice is simple but powerful. Talk to her mom, communicate her passion, and actually look into skating clubs instead of sneaking around. He even gives her a list of all the clubs in Nagoya. There's a soft spot here. Tsukasa didn't tell his own parents about his dreams when he was young and regrets missing his shot. If Inori doesn't speak up, she might lose her chance too. We switch to Inori at school, where classmates brush her off during presentations. She's ignored, underestimated, and isolated, which makes her longing for skating even more palpable. She wants something she can own, something she's good at, something that lets her shine even a little. Ice skating isn't just a hobby for her, it's escape, dignity, hope. Meanwhile, Tsukasa struggles as well. He's told by a colleague that for someone who made it to nationals in ice dancing, even as part of a duo, there's a prime opportunity to be an assistant coach at a club. But he's full of self-doubt, chalking up his achievements to luck and his partner, not his own skill. Tsukasa's crossroads. Keep hustling for gig jobs, or accept the coaching position, and maybe finally help someone else reach the heights he missed. Eventually, Inori and her mother, Mizi, Yuitsuka, arrive at the skating club. Tsukasa is unexpectedly swept into the official tryout meeting, having just been recommended for the assistant coach role. Inori's mom, though, is there with ulterior motives. She's seen another daughter get chewed up and spit out by the sport, and she's hoping that rejection from the coaches will finally extinguish Inori's burning obsession with skating. It's both protective and bittersweet. This mom loves her child, but she's afraid of repeating a cycle of disappointment and pain. The tryouts start, and Inori wavers. Her mom lists her shortcomings: poor grades, late start, risk of injury, costs, embarrassment. But Tsukasa can't just stand by. He convinces the club to see what Inori can do, and when she gets onto the ice, everything changes. Inori's hesitation melts away, replaced by an effortless grace and natural athleticism. Her skating isn't polished, but the talent is raw and undeniable. The other coaches are floored. This isn't what they expected from a supposed beginner. Tsukasa offers Inori some basic skating advice: inside and outside edges, the correct posture. But when she stumbles and struggles, the doubts return. Her confidence cracks fast, mirroring the emotional highs and lows of chasing a daunting dream. But Tsukasa relates. He knows what it's like to hide a passion from loved ones, to wish for a chance, to regret hesitating. With Tsukasa's encouragement, Inori tries again. She picks up the form with lightning speed, blended with unbridled joy. Her mom, caught up in the moment, praises her, something Inori hasn't heard in so long. A fragile hope. But just as quickly, her mom slams the door. Absolutely not, she says. She doesn't want Inori to become another casualty of the sport's brutal demands. There's a showdown of perspectives here. The cost of championship dreams vs. a child's need for something to love unconditionally. Heartbroken, Inori breaks down and finally lets loose all her pain, venting insecurities she tries so hard to hide. The scene is gutting. She wants something only she can own and enjoy. She doesn't want to be scorned, dismissed, or pitied anymore. Everyone else seems better, but skating makes her feel special, even for a moment, and she's desperate to hold on to that. Just when it seems like Inori's dream might die, Tsukasa steps up again, this time with real fire. He pleads with Yuitsuka let Inori join, and he'll coach her himself. He sees the raw ingredients for success in her: ambition, resilience, physical strength, fearlessness. He promises, in front of everyone, to train her himself and help her reach the qualifiers for the national championship, goals that feel both absurd and thrilling given her late start. Mess. Yuitsuka finally, tearfully, relents. If Tsukasa insists, she'll let Inori join. Relief washes over everyone. Inori is overwhelmed with joy. And Tsukasa feels a surge of purpose he's never known before. It's the start of a unique partnership. Two people who've lost their way finding hope, possibility, and maybe redemption together. The episode closes with Inori bounding off to school happier, a gold medal smile on her face, while Tsukasa receives well-meant parental warnings to steer clear of favoritism. But as Inori shows up, eager and ready to train, Tsukasa can't help but cheer her on, his own hope reignited by the dream of coaching a prodigy who reminds him so much of himself. So that's how Medalist launches. Episode 1 sets the stakes, delivers real emotional punches, and leaves us rooting like crazy for Inori and Tsukasa. Their odds are long, their baggage is heavy, but their fire could change everything. Will this duo defy the skating world's brutal standards and reach the top? We're here for every fall, every leap, and every dazzling moment to come. If you loved this recap and want to support more insightful breakdowns, drop a comment down below about your favorite moment. Smash that like button. Share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for every new episode explained and reviewed. Until next time, keep dreaming big.